crew. I appreciate those of you who came later in the live and have circled back to see what you missed. I'm going to try my best um, to get through this uh, before we reach 2 hours, because I realized something yesterday. I realized that the reason I struggle with lashes is because I'm rushing myself. Because yesterday, last night, this morning, I said, you know what, let me just put on one of the foo-foo over here, the magnetic ones, and one of the kiss ones over here. And I got them both on and decent. Hey, Janessa, within like 3 minutes. And so I'm like, why can I not do that in the live stream? And I think because when I see it spin, that's when I'm like, oh, we've been here for 2 hours already. Let me just hurry up. And it's not something that can be rushed. And so just that pressure I put on myself, hey, Janet, I think is what was causing me to have as much challenge and struggle as I did have. So now that I know that, we will see where we go with that tidbit of information. I just got up at 7:15. I didn't even have any Boathouse Farms yet. I just had some water. That's all I had so far. So I'm expecting to be shaky a little later. We are going to do a pumpkin look today. We're going to use the CC Beauty palette that Janessa J. Champagne sent me. So we're going to be using blacks and oranges. And it looks really fun. It doesn't look complicated, but y'all know, even with non-complicated looks, sometimes it's just so many different little steps to get stuff done. But I am excited to do this. And we're also going to incorporate this, my work palette, because there's blacks in here and like this orangey tone. Yeah. So Janessa says another multitasking day. Every day is a multitasking day. I appreciate you being here, Janessa. Oh, I appreciate that. Janet, how's your jaw today? For some reason, I thought that there was paint on her brows, but she actually has her brows done. So I'm just like, oh shit. So we're gonna do our brows really quick. I kept thinking I didn't have any lives scheduled. I do. I have one more scheduled. Hi, it me, Skinny Queen. I've been missing that. Where you been lately? Is everything okay with you and the family? Yeah, because I would be like, hi, it me. Where's she at? It's good to see you. It's on the men. Janet, I don't know what the fuck happened, and I'm sure I slept. Not how I normally do. The day before yesterday, because yesterday this jaw, even when I touch it, is sore. This is my right side, and then somewhere early this morning, this side popped, and I'm like, fuck. So I don't know if it's sympathy pains or I slept crooked or whatever, but I'm like, now my jaw, even just touching it like this, like it's sore. Hey Brooke, how are you? Nina, how you doing? You been working, Skinny Queen? Okay. Hey Grace. You'll just finish your live tomorrow night. Oh no! What time are you supposed to go on tonight? Oh man. And the one we have scheduled for the 6th, I don't know if I'm gonna change it or not, because I really was just trying to think of like what to plug in somewhere, and I want to do it though. Hey Locke, I appreciate it, Locke. Thank you. We are a multitasking bunch. It is okay, and we understand, because I do the same thing when I'm watching videos. It's about palettes that I don't think about except to declutter. And I wanted to just talk to y'all about that, just to see, I don't know, just to, because y'all know I process with y'all, and it does help me to outwardly process. Excuse me. I do still kind of want to put black in the brows, but we're not. I seriously half-assed my skincare. I put on moisturizer, and I put on eye cream, actually an eye serum, or is it eye cream? I don't know. No, I do not, Brooke. I don't play Roblox. Your audio went out right before you started. Oh no. Sorry to hear that. What was I saying? It does help me to process with y'all, but, and the reason I wanted to do that too was in case I did get rid of stuff, or in case, I don't know. I just wanted to air my thoughts out. And I put on moisturizer, eye cream, and then I put on more eye cream sitting here just now, and that's it. Because I'm like, if I'm gonna put these paints on my face, and I know I mentioned it before, I do all of my skincare, and my stuff is expensive, and just to 10 minutes later to put on a full face of paint, I'm just like, I used to feel like I was wasting until my skin was like, girl, you know better. And so I feel like I still should be doing a full face of skincare before I come here for lives. But then also I was rushing today, and it does take me like a good 10 minutes, and I was already dragging, running slow, moving slow because I was tired. I'm working down at the space tomorrow. I did have a couple people contact me. They told me what they were wearing, what they would like. And then I messaged back. They messaged me a second time asking for a quote for both of them. And so I gave them different numbers based on, okay, if you just want this or if you want that. And I didn't hear back, so I don't know. So we'll see. So I know I have to be up and out of here tomorrow. So my goal for after this look is to eat something. And you just go to bed. No, it's not. Eat something. I keep telling myself I'm gonna cut my hair. Today is the 30th, and today is the 3-week mark for my hair. And I know I need to cut it at like 2 weeks because it starts coming over my ears, which sometimes I do just clip over my ears. Like I'll turn, and just do that part because I'm just like, why are you hanging out? But hey Dawn. Yeah, it really did. And I didn't curse yet because I didn't do the intro. And I always think of Michelle when I do that because at the end of the intro, I say that I curse sometimes. Yeah, so I was getting ready to say that. That was exactly what I was getting ready to say. And so I do know I still need to do my skincare. And, when you think about it, it is important to still do your skincare if you're going to be putting a whole bunch of other stuff on top of your skin. So it makes sense, right? So why don't I do it? I'm going to start doing it because it will keep my skin happy. And I'll just have to keep looking for sales, which I normally do anyway. Sales, coupon codes, point multiplier events. Because right now, most of my skincare is Drunk Elephant, and both Sephora and Ulta sell it. I prefer Ulta because of their reward system. And then point multiplier events, their coupon codes, and you can stack stuff. At Ulta, if you use a coupon code, that's the only thing you can use. If you use a gift card, that's the only thing you can use. Like, you can't stack your stuff. And so I do prefer shopping at Ulta. And I know one of my official troll, Ken, doesn't shop at Ulta because there were some issues. And I completely respect that because there are some brands I'm just like, you ain't got to worry about me ever again. On top of the brands I can't wear anyway. So y'all like, girl, it don't matter because you can't wear a lot of stuff. I know. But brands that I used to be chill with, I'm just like, This is almost the same shape, but not quite. But they're both blocked off, which I do like. So I think we're going to leave it. The intro. Hello again and welcome. My name is Dion. I call this the Crazy Troll Nation of YouTube. Why? Some people ask me that. Why do you call it that? And I'm like, you need to watch one of my live streams or one of my videos and hear the intro. So let me do the intro in case they do circle back and watch this one. The crazy part of the Crazy Troll Nation is knowing it's okay if your brows are not the same. The crazy is knowing it's okay to be your authentic self in a world where people will tell you who and how you should be. The troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards. You set the standard for yourself. Try not to feel like you need to wear a certain brand or use a certain tool or use a certain technique. My hand is shaking. Oh my God. Use whatever you want to use, however you want to use it to get your makeup on in a way that you are satisfied with it. The bottom line here at the Crazy Troll Nation is self-acceptance and self-love, embracing your natural features, enhancing them if you want to, when you want to, but never feeling like you have to. Love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even when you're not wearing face paint. So that's what we stand for here. And now on this side, I think is more in. Girl, put the brow pencil down. Okay, give me just 2 more minutes. Yeah, y'all be talking to myself. 2 more minutes. These Q&A stickers, man, that be popping up. This one says your bedroom color. Like what? Why is that a question here on YouTube for a makeup channel? All right, let me scroll through these comments. It is like 60 something outside. My thermostat in here is 75. I opened up the balcony door because it is cool out. Nice breeze. Got my fan on over there. Got this fan on over here. Yo, I got my forgot to say, because I'm still looking at your comments, Skinny Queen. 2 things about me. Sometimes I curse because sometimes I curse. And the other thing is, there's an organism that lives in my throat that randomly hiccups, gurgles, and belches. I don't think it'll make an appearance because all I had was a little bit of water, just a couple sips. I didn't even guzzle. But it makes an appearance and wants to gurgle, belch, and hiccup during live streams and videos. I try to be aware of it to say, excuse me. Sometimes, you know, some will get past me. So if you hear me make a noise or something and you're like, what was that? It was my throat. And if I don't say excuse me, forgive me ahead of time, because I do think that's disgusting even for a troll. Yeah, so you're right, Skinny Queen. When I wasn't still doing my full skincare, my skin was like, bitch, excuse me? You better put that shit on your face. And so, yeah, I need to still do that. I just put lotion on, so I don't want to touch my phone, but I'm going to touch my phone and see the chat. Alexandria, hello. You'll be in and out. Spent all afternoon and night at the ER. My grandfather, he is okay, but I'm going back up there before bedtime. I'm glad he's okay. And you be safe driving, too, back and forth. Nina, I can acknowledge they have the... Yeah, sorry to hear, Alex. Thanks, Nina. I'm glad that he is okay. I do hydrate a lot. I do hydrate enough. I'm still drinking at least 80 ounces of water a day, at least. We were on a boil water advisory, which you'll hear about in the video. It's already came and went. And so I purchased a 12 case of Evian water, 1 liter. I bought 2 of these. There was a coupon code. And I bought a case of Fiji, which is my favorite. This is my second favorite. And going lower, my next favorite is Poland Springs. And both these and Fiji is expensive. So the Fiji was 4 packs of 16.9 ounces. But with the Evian, it has no flavor. It has no taste. It is so smooth. Like I can just like down this in like 30 minutes. Because it's like just... So I've been drinking like 3 of these a day. And I need to stop it because I do have my filtered water that I usually put in the 40-ounce thing. But yeah, I'm definitely hydrating. My eating, the weight I mentioned that I gained that y'all will hear about later, that did go away because I have not been eating much. But I eat like 1 meal a day. I try to balance it out with Boathouse Farms because that gives me my vegetables. Your excuse ahead of time as always. Thank you, Skinny Queen. You've been in and out of hospital with your dad and your brother. Wow, your time, this is, yeah, it doesn't, the waiting doesn't help. Man. So let's get started with this look. A lot of these brushes I can probably put away. The brushes that I used for the last look, I washed them and just sat them here. Excuse me. So we're just going to put these away and pull out brushes as we need them. I promise you, y'all, I'm going to try to just keep it moving. But even like now, I just realized I stopped like 3 times. Because I like chatting with y'all too. So that's just kind of like a habit. What brushes do I want to use for these paints? Alright. I think I want to use this one. This one I like for paints too. This one. So we're going to be using blacks, oranges. We do have out Max Paint Pot, but then there's also, this is going to be for our eye area, and the black in here. We're going to use black lipstick, of course. Let's take that out right now. Actually, I used the Notoriously Morbid black if I can find it quickly. So it's been, yeah, stuff has just been nutty for a lot of it that I'm seeing in the chat. You're excused, Kitty Queen. Excuse me, I just burped. Pretty girl. Janessa says that every time she belches, like her, and she keeps it for her outtakes. She'll belch and be like, pretty girl. Which to me just makes me laugh. I don't know why. So we're not going to do concealer, foundation, none of that, because we're putting paint on the face. Her complexion does look even, so I do think she has stuff on, but we're not going to do that because it's going to be stuff under the eyes that's going to cover up. There's design stuff here that's going to cover up this, so we're good. Which means I'm going to put this brush away. So what brushes do I need? And actually, we're just working with thin brushes today. Wow. So I'm looking at this like, So how about I just take out all of my brushes? My skinny liner brushes. I'm going to prime the eye, and we're going to start the eye. Get that paint powder on and get shadow on our lid. Yeah, these just mostly smaller brushes. And I do apologize, y'all, because I promise you, are we being inspired by someone? It's a picture that I found, a pumpkin picture, and it looks a lot of fun. So I'm like, you know what? Let's do that. I looked up Mickey Mouse pictures because someone asked me or had mentioned they were wearing a Mickey Mouse costume. And I'm like, oh, that sounds fun. And so I was going to do a Mickey Mouse picture. Those are just so cute. And they look simple, which means they're not, because there's always a lot of stuff to still do. But it looked fun. And those are just, some of them, it's like black here to here, and some had like black here and some didn't. And then just, you know, the eye makeup or whatever. I'm just taking out brushes. Why do I feel like I can't find the ones that I want? Because I got too many freaking brushes. I promise y'all I'm trying to hurry up. It is always my goal to be prepared when I come here for lives, and I never am because I always start so late because I'm sleeping so late. I apologize for that. Hey, Sylvia. And so I am looking forward to tomorrow in the sense that I do enjoy making up faces. And in a way, I'm not, because I would rather just be home sleeping. And so I do think it's a good thing, because I thought about not going, and then I got messages. And so I'm like, okay. Because I have only been going out this week when I needed to. And things I wanted to go out and do, I did not do. And this is making me like leave home under the guise of I might make some money. Y'all, my electric bill this month was $75 higher than last month. And my bill last month was $180. So this month bill is $256 and some change. And I was just like, wait, excuse me? I called the company. I'm like, wait a minute. Because I thought that maybe they didn't, by the time that the bill cut off, I was thinking maybe they didn't, hadn't received my payment last month. Because I'm like, my bill has never been $250 something. And for the last couple of weeks, I haven't been using AC or heat because it's so cool outside. And so I'm thinking like, okay, this something ain't right here. Something ain't right. I called it and they were like, that's right. They were like, and they told me the numbers, how much I've been using. And I'm just like, what? Which meant nothing to me. Oh, you've been such and such kilowatts or whatever. I don't know what that is. And so then I went online and looked at my account. And sure enough, because it shows your comparison between last month and this month. And what I think happened, which it seemed like it wasn't even that much. What I think it was, which what else could it be? Let me know what y'all think. Live streams. When I would say I would turn my thermostat down to 75 because I would sit here and get really sweaty. And live streams are up to 2 hours. And so doing that like 3 times a week, like even that little bit, I'm just like, that's the only thing I could think of it being. And even though I would turn it back up to 79 after I finished the live, I think just those 6 hours a week, if we're saying 2 hours for 3 lives a week, using more air conditioning, I'm just like, fuck. So I was just kind of like, yeah, I wasn't counting on my electric bill being that high. And I do pay it in full every month. And they do allow you to pay in installments, and they have a budget plan. I don't want the budget plan because they charge you the same amount every month, and every month I don't spend that much. I think it's like $120. And like times like now when I'm not using AC or heat, my bill might be like $60 or something. So I don't want to lock into I don't want to lock into paying more than what my bill would be. And overall, it would balance out at the end of the year, but I'm still just like, So I was just like, fuck, $256.04. And I did ask him were the rates the same as the last couple of months, and he said yes, they were. And when I looked at the comparison, the rates are still the same, because I thought that too, that electric was going up. Your mom has a budget plan, says Grace. And so yeah, last they asked me about it, or if I wanted to do, and it was years ago, it would have been like $120 a month, and my bill usually was not $120 a month. So I'm just like, I'm not doing that. That was Groundwork Paint Pot. This is Black Mirror. Hi, Sarah. Can I do Latina makeup? Like, what exactly is Latina makeup? Because for me, makeup is just makeup. But yeah, if it's something specific somebody wants, if they can explain it to me, like what it looks like they want, then yes, I can do it. So we're gonna put, y'all know we're gonna make this our own. Part of me is thinking I should have did the eye makeup last, but we're not, because all of her eye is not covered. But we're gonna put this on. It's like matte neutral makeup. Oh, definitely. And that's usually what people ask for. They're like, oh, just do a nude look or a natural look. That's usually what people ask for, unless I'm at a party, an event, and they're like, oh, I'm wearing a bumblebee costume. Like, can you do, black and gold makeup? Absolutely. But yeah, people usually do ask for just nude makeup. So yeah, when I got that bill, I was just like, and the money I make, that goes into the pro side. That doesn't even go into like my personal stuff. And this is looking gray because it's over that paint pot, because this always does show up black. So I'm just like, why are you looking like that? But that's why it's looking like that. I didn't take that into consideration, that putting this over groundwork would change the shade of this black. There's something else that happened today, and but it's neutral. It's not good or bad. It's just neutral. But yeah, but I've been sleeping a lot. But yeah, tomorrow I have to get up and go get out of the apartment for a few hours. So my goal is to do the look, eat, clean my face off, cut my hair, which I'm wondering if I'm really going to get that done. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Crazy Troll Nation. But I'm trying to be realistic too. Like, am I really going to do it? And it takes less than 10 minutes, and I never feel like doing it. To me, that is just weird. Like, girl, it don't even take you that long. I'm like, I know. It doesn't make any sense. If it took like an hour or something, then it's like, yeah, oh my God, I got to do this. It's going to take this long. It don't even take long. 10 minutes tops. Now, the longest was 12 minutes, and that's when I waited like 4 weeks, because there's more to cut off and more to make sure I'm not missing spots. But yeah, that's looking really great. We're going to take this black from in here. This, and I used this recently. I don't know if it aired yet. This is Dark Matter. This is a Pat single that I found at TJ Maxx or Marshall somewhere. This one is Illuminati, and that's from MAC. We're going to take the Pat one, Dark Matter, because it's matte. You know what? Let's take this one first. And we're going to just put this all over the lid, over top of the black. And in the picture, she has a triangle look. So we might just elongate the triangle just to bring it all the way out. Or not. We'll see when we get to it. I have been liking looking at inspiration pictures while I do the look, because I am getting close. I am really close. And there's a few people I will send like a collage, a two photo collage. My picture on the top, the inspiration at the bottom, and they're like, wow, they're like, yeah, yeah, I definitely see that you did that. Um, and I'm getting to the point where if it's something with like stitching or a jagged grin, I'm like, I already got that. I got that down. I'm like, but then I'm like, you know what, girl, stay humble and don't be like, oh yeah, I could do that in my sleep because I know I couldn't. Um, I barely stay asleep when I'm asleep. So how am I gonna, But anyway, so there's some pictures I look at and I'm like, okay, I haven't done that before, so let me do that. And it is doing makeup on someone else is different than doing makeup on myself, but just knowing for my face shape, like what shapes or how to work stuff out or how to do things. So it does still help. And if somebody is like, oh, I saw this picture of you on your page, like, can you do this on me? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I could do that. Because I've done it before. Just take into account their eye shape is different, their face shape is different. This is not blending. When them paint pots dry, y'all, ooh, they dry. They dry. Let me do my lower lash lines. They're going to use the brown from NYX. It's shorter than the MAC ones, and so it hides from me. The tallest ones are the Hung Van Gogh. Hey, Michelle. They'd be like, I can't sleep. Yes, I do makeup professionally for a little over a year now. Is when I started taking it seriously. But yeah, excuse me. We gotta go downstairs. I subscribe. Okay, I'm just going through the comments. Luma, who? Okay, I missed something. Let me just keep going now. Whew, yeah, it is warm in here. Yeah, and I don't go around the whole eye. Depends on what look I'm doing. Because usually, like for my personal self, I sometimes put like 4 or 5 shades on the lid. And so I just like one shade here, here, here. And of course, I blend in between. You'd be like, I can't do it in my sleep. So can you do it in your sleep for me? Aww. Why cows? What? I don't understand. Okay, let me keep going. Oh, why cats? I don't know why you did that. Why you yelling at us? Because I be yelling at myself sometimes. Hi, Connor. How are you? I love it when all y'all speak to each other. Thank you, Skinny Queen. This is your favorite shape, says Michelle. I sent you, and you did hardest. I do know you have it. Do you have an inspiration? Yes, it's a pumpkin look. So we're going to be doing like a lot of blacks and orange tan type shades. I don't use black on my inner rings or lower lash line because every black pencil I've ever used has what? Irritated my lids. So this is the closest I can get as a dark brown. This is NYX Vivid Rich Mechanical Liner, and this one is Truffle Diamond. So we're going to do inner rims with this, and also on our lower lash line. Sometimes it looks like it's not showing up, but it is. I didn't go to my therapy appointment today. I sent a message this morning because I the way I've been sleeping lately, the times I've been, no, I didn't silence you. Did Tanya sneak in? Hey, Tanya. The way I've been sleep, I haven't been going to sleep, y'all, till between like 10 and noon. And my appointment was 2 o'clock. And it's been like that the last couple of days. And so I knew, like, there's no way. And the appointment was 2 o'clock. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to have enough sleep to feel alert enough to drive. And I know when I'm not safe to drive. I've done it before where I was just really exhausted. And I was still insistent on, going to where I thought I needed to go. Hello, that boy, Trey. How are you? You're going to have to pop your balloon. Pop the balloon. That show is so shallow. I'm like, when they pop and be like, oh, he's not my type. You only looked at him and he said hi to y'all. Like, how do you know he or she is your type? Because they're basing it on looks and how they're dressed. And to me, that is just shallow. So, yeah, pop your balloon. Pop that balloon. But thank you for popping in. Pop in, pop and pop out. That's fine. I appreciate the time you spend here. Like, in all seriousness, I do. Because that helps support my channel, and I appreciate that. Are you just playing? Me too! Was I really though? But I do think that show is shallow, especially because they're adults. I'm like, you're just basing somebody being your type off of how they look? What about their morals, their ethics, their standards, their boundaries, how they treat other people? But you just, I'm like, I don't like how he's dressed. And sometimes I wonder if people do dress a certain way just to see like how shallow these other people are going to be. Are you gonna pop the balloon or find love? You ain't gonna find love in no 20-minute show. I'll be like, them people. I think I saw a few episodes, and not even a full episode, like how channels be reacting to stuff on YouTube. So it might have been like, 15-minute video here, 10-minute video there, highlighting like the rude shit that people say. Oh yeah, BBL don't look right. Like just dumb shit. But I'm like, that is so shallow. Like you're adults and you basing something off of looks? Really? Who are you on the inside? But that's just me. Because some people are just all about the presentation. I am jeans, t-shirts, and Skechers. And dudes be looking at me, licking their lips. I be like, ew. Be like, what the? Be who you are. That's the Crazy Troll Nation model way. You're going to have to pop. Okay, you went for a walk. Wait a minute, I'd walk home with the balloon as my friend. I know I would pop it. I'd be like, give me that. And what's it is just so foolish. This one little clip of an episode I saw. The dude popped his balloon, and when somebody asked the lady a question, he was like, oh man, I really like that answer. And they were like, you want another balloon? So they gave him another balloon. Excuse me? Look, if you pop, you done. Like, it ain't no, you should have took your time in the first place before you popped it. But anyway, see, you done got me going, Trey. Oh, goodness. Hello, Chris Jake. Why are you here? Do you want attention? You want me to give you some attention? Oh, damn it, Janet. I'm on a roll today. Because some nights I just don't give this kind of attention to who may or may not be the good type of trolls. But Jen is like, nah, we ain't gonna let Dion get started today. Right, Michelle. Oh, damn it, Janet. Because I saw it in comment and looked back, they were going. I'm like, damn it. Can I have a little bit of fun here? Like, Mom, can I go to the party? She like, go to your room. Go to your room and reflect on what you said. Come down when you understand that your words have consequences. I am straight tripping. So there were times when I have, like, I need to go somewhere, I need to go. And driving, I was zoning out. I would zone out. And there is a thing called road hypnosis, but this wasn't that. This was just me being tired. And if I saw red lights in front of me, meaning the person in front of me would brake, I would like jam on my brakes. And so I'm like jerking them. And I'm like, wait a minute. And I'm like, damn, I just zoned out again. And so I know for me, if I'm not feeling alert, keep my ass at home. And like a month ago, no, September that happened when I was coming back from the conference. And yeah, I was. Like, I really, it is really a Thursday. I really was. Oh my gosh, it really, all really was. And sometimes my eyes tear when I use this, but I don't know, is it this or something else? Because sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it doesn't. And I got this fan blowing over here. But let's just keep going. So we are going to take this black on a smaller brush. I don't want it to tear though, because then it's not going to look right. There's a lot of black under her. Do I want to put paint pot under there? Ugh. Maybe I'll put the black paint under there. The paint pot, y'all, when it dries, it dries. And I don't want to push that hard or pull that hard or rub that hard to get it off. But then if I just like put the wipe on there and just let it sit and not be in a rush. Trying to decide if I want to do it or not. So if I know that I'm not going to be alert enough to drive, because I scared myself. Oh, in September when I was coming back from the conference, I dropped somebody off, which was an hour, and then it was an hour and 20 minutes coming home. So I was like, almost a 2.5 hour drive, and I was exhausted, and I thought to pull over. I thought to pull over and just like take a nap on the side of the road, and oh, I hope not, Janet. But then I thought, okay, what state trooper might pull up behind me and want to see all my paperwork? Like, why are you sitting here on the side of the road? And me being a person of color, I was like, let me just keep driving. Um, I was eating Skittles, I was drinking Mountain Dew, and that wasn't even working. I was so out of it. But yeah, that's what I was saying. And I wasn't near a rest stop either. So it was just like my only option would have been just stop on the side, like on the shoulder of the road. And in some places, the shoulders are wide enough where I wouldn't be like, oh, somebody might, swerve and hit me. Thank you for the hearts. Oh, I'm glad, Janet. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, so I was just like, I am not trying to deal with any law enforcement. So I'm just like, and so I know that feeling of being afraid. And I was afraid for myself because if I crash into the median, that's just me, right? If I crash into another car, that's me and them, and I don't know who all's in that car. So I'm like, I don't want to endanger someone else's life. And that's how bad it was, y'all. I'm like, I don't want to unalive myself and or somebody else, or put myself and or somebody else in the hospital. And so when I tell y'all when I'm exhausted and I'm not alert to drive, I am not. There was a family event and they were like, are you coming? I'm like, no, I had less than an hour's sleep. I'm not alert to drive. You said you were coming. I'm like, listen, I'm not going to risk my life and someone else's just to be there. Like, I'll see y'all another time. And so I didn't go. But yeah, people don't understand. Like, I know me and I know how I feel. And I've driven that way before. And so I knew. So I'm like, no. And so I need to catch up on your recent. Yeah, Tanya been pumping them out every day. Girl, I would be scared being on the show sleeping. And that's what it was. And so it was like, okay, am I more afraid of an accident, injuring myself and or somebody else? Or am I more afraid of getting deported because of state troopers or whatever because I'm a black person? You know what I mean? So it was just... And that's crazy too. Like even growing up, being in certain places, you side-eyeing, where you are because of racism. But now these days, and it wasn't rest stops where I was. I would have had to drive like another 30, 40 minutes to get to the rest stop. And so that was the thing, is I was swerving way before that. So yeah, so I'm going through the chat. Okay. If tears is going to look like you were crying, I hate when it does that. Party is in your room with your phone with LED lights. She can pick Dion's picture of cute line makeup. Citra, hey mom, you said Dion's video because it's so long you can watch it every day. See a different part every day. All right, let me keep going because we do got a lot to do. I know I always say that, but for some reason I just want to not be here 2 hours. Even though I love you, excuse me, I do love y'all and hanging out with y'all. But I'm also conscious of like that's a long time. It's scary being tired. That nothing helps keeping awake. I have had to check into a hotel just to sleep. And when people, if it's something that's happening like a couple hours away, I'll be thinking like, am I going to be able to drive that long? And the thing is, y'all know Skittles get me going. Y'all know Mountain Dew gets me going. Y'all know the combination. I'm like dancing on the ceiling. I was eating Skittles, eating chips and Mountain Dew, and I was still just like, and that's when I'm beyond exhausted, is when Skittles and Mountain Dew don't even work. What's the look for tonight? Justin, how are you? We're going for a pumpkin look tonight. And so that's when I know it's bad. It's like nothing helps. Nothing. I do just want to do shit. All right, let's just get started. Let's get it started in here. All right, I'm going to take this black in here. And we're going to start with these lines. And I thought to use water paints, and then I'm like, I think I want to use a thicker brush than this. I have out 2, 4, 6, 8 brushes. 9 brushes, if we include this one. But I still want a thicker brush than that. And I do have one down here. Y'all got, Lord. Okay, let's take this one. If I got pulled over and I was tired, I would be the person that would give the po-po a high five. Yeah, so and being nocturnal is a different way of life. And so I've learned to be okay with saying, no, I'm not going to make it. And if they got an issue with it, they could just have an issue with it, because I do not want to unalive myself and or somebody else just because I'm like, oh, well, they're expecting me to be there. I expect to be alive. So, that means I need to be safe. And so when they're like, you should really go. Listen, I'm not safe to drive. And how would you feel if I did push myself to be there and I got in an accident, was in the hospital? How would you feel? And then that usually shuts them up like super quick. Super quick. Super quick. We're gonna make a wide line. And let me go back in. And I get quiet when I do certain things. All right. And it is crooked. So we're going to make it wider. Or, yeah, it's definitely crooked. I know I got quiet. I know. Right, I think this is what we're going to be working with. Yo, I keep forgetting. I don't know if it was the last live I mentioned or not, that I forgot that I was on Plenty of Fish. And a guy messaged me. And maybe like 20 minutes later, somebody else messaged me. So I think that like triggered something in the system or something. Because now I'm getting messages like every day. And I'm just like, why am I on here? Oh, thank you. The taco sent me a makeup brush. Yeah, they are not. They are not. But the look is. And I know that they're not. I know that they are not. We're going to also keep going back and forth with this paint pot. Now I think about it, we probably could have just used this like for the entire look. Probably could have. So this is our fun Halloween look that we're doing. It's easier for me to work on clients because when I'm doing this, I'm trying to get my vision straight, because when I'm this way, this eye is covered up. When I'm over here, this eye is covered up. So that's why I'd be like, like what, can I see here? Can I see? Can y'all hear that fan over there? It sounds loud to me, and maybe because it's so quiet in here. This is looking crazy. Trust the process. I'd make up a lie when I was younger because I didn't want to be rude, so I'd call and start fake coughing and saying, bitch, I think I have tuberculosis. Not tuberculosis. Oh my God, not even a flu. Tuberculosis. You are funny. Tuberculosis. Skinny Queen, you are funny. Damn, not even just a cold or a flu or a fever. You like tuberculosis. You can hear it, but it's fine. Yeah, I might turn it off. Skinny Queen is funny. I would have been like, tuberculosis, you lying girl. Ain't no way you got no damn tuberculosis. I can't even say the word. I can't. Oh, and it's, oh shit. Okay. Tuberculosis. I don't know why that's so funny to me. Because it's like, who would say that? Oh, I have a fever. But my hand is starting to shake. Oh, my Lord. I'd be like, I got the bubble guts. I got to stay home. I got to stay near the throne. See, and this is crooked. Sorry for smacking. This is crooked too, because I can see this one from here, but this one is back here. So, we're going to make this side wide. Not that wide. Okay, girl, wait. Slow down. Bring it back. Come rewind. Still can't see it. I've done. Hi, Miriam. How are you? That's some Oregon Trail shit. Oh my gosh. Makeup therapy. Yeah. Oh, is there a question? Oh. Hey, Kay. Y'all make sure y'all check out KK Bradley Superstar, her live streams. She be creating some really bomb ass looks. You come down with the plague, sorry, yup. It worked though, but a little too well because after a couple months they stopped inviting me. Hey, I wish they would stop inviting me because. Hey, Manuela, hi. How are you doing today? I'll be seeing your videos too. And then we got that. Hey, Tashay. This, I don't know if you can see it. This is the brush. And the blobs you see on the tips, that's the paint. This brush, I believe, came in the kit because I'm like, I wouldn't have, because it don't have any names or numbers or anything on there. And every brush I've ever purchased, it has some kind of something on it. This is just some random brush. Let's get it started in here. So I canceled my appointment. I sent him a detailed message. And a few times I have canceled. Flat liner. I don't know. Because for liner, this would be thick if I used it the flat side versus that side. You know, I would send a detailed message like, okay, this is going on, this is how I'm feeling, this is how I'm coping, this is what I'm doing, this is, you know, self-care I'm doing, blah, 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 blah. And so, y'all, he called me and he said, I knew I needed to call. He said, I saw your message. He said, thank you for your message. I'm glad you're taking care of yourself. You know, sorry to hear what happened. He said, and I knew I needed to call you as soon as possible because I'm leaving. And he said, and it's happening so quick, they already gave me like where I'm supposed to go. So they're moving him to another VA hospital. I was like, fuck. And he said, I didn't want you to fall through the cracks and, you know, yada, yada, yada. And that's how I got him. The therapist I was with for like 10 years, y'all. They sent the notice that the appointment was canceled. I think. Don't quote me on that part. And someone would contact me to schedule. Thank you for the hearts. Why I realized like 4 or 5 months went by and I called to make an appointment. They were like, oh, she don't work here no more. Excuse me? I was pissed. Like, really, nobody. And I did tell this guy that, like, when I first started seeing him. So he's like, I remember, you know, what happened to you before, so I didn't want that to happen. Oh Oh my gosh. But yeah, he said they already have it where he's going. And he said, and they're already short staffed in that clinic, which I know they are. Dion, you better than me because someone asked me to see the tip. I take it too literally and put the tip of the brush into the this one. It's like a small concealer or detail brush. Except and it's rounded though, like it's not square, such as well, like this one is tapered. And yeah, it's tapered, it has that little swoosh. This one is a straight edge. And so yeah, I do think this came with the kit because I don't know what this is. And then there's regular just kind of brushes. And the MAC 210, which is teeny tiny for thin lines. And so as weird as this brush is to me, because it does kind of, it's like a dome, I still find myself using it. And I think because it's a no-name cheap-ass brush, it's like I don't care about it. So I just use it for shit. And so he said, I can, stay on and, they place me with someone else, or I can just opt out and then just come back whenever. And I said, I'd rather stay on because after so long, when you go back, you have to go through the intake process. You have to go through the assessment process. And if something is really happening and you got to do all of this before you even get the therapy, because that whole process might be 3 months. I was just like, and so I said, I'd rather just stay on because in this guy, he would always say, like, when do you want to come back? And so I said it can be one of those things too, where I'm just like, okay, put me in for the next 3 months or something, but I at least want to have it in my pocket. So if something does happen, I don't need to go through the whole entire process. You know what I mean? And so he said, we've been together for a long time, and I hadn't thought about it, y'all. Big as my nose is, I don't know where the middle is. I started seeing him during COVID. And I'm like, damn. I said, we've been there 5 fucking years. Been together 5 years. And he's like, we did a lot of good work, and I appreciate you always being so open and honest and being willing to do the work and, being blah, blah, blah. And so, is it a small concealer? This brush. Yeah, Kay received one of the gifted memberships. Yeah. I was thinking the other day, Kay, like, when do you sleep? Because your lives are late night. Those lines look crazy, smile, kind of. This medical system makes it difficult to put it in. And that's one of the blessings. I tell people being a disabled veteran to me is a blessing and a curse. I am in pain in my body somewhere every single fucking day, but I don't have to pay for health care and I don't have to pay for meds. I don't have a copay. And so looking at it that way, yeah. So that's that. But I'm like, damn. I said, yeah. We started because I remember it was COVID because that's what masking was required. And even when they lifted it at the VA hospital for patients, they didn't lift it for workers. And I remember after they lifted it, maybe like a year and a half later, so sometime in 2021, the end of 2021, early 2022, they lifted it for employees. And I remember when I went in for an appointment, and, I'm in the lobby, so he'll come out and be like, come on back. And I sat in the chair and I said, you have a face. I said, oh my God, you have a face. And he started laughing because I had only ever seen him with the mask on. So all I saw was like, his eyes and his hair, his head. And I'm sitting there like, you have a face. I'm like, oh my God. I said, I've been seeing you almost 2 years. And I'm just now seeing your face. And so we kind of laughed about it. And he said it was funny because other people would say stuff to him like, oh, you look different. Like, did you cut your hair? People weren't realizing he didn't have a mask on. I'm like, what? I'm like, you have a face. So that was funny. And for 5 years, I was like, damn. Yeah, so he's gonna, keep me on there. So somebody should be calling or something. I think I want to do paint pot for this part. But is the black going to show up black though? Because I put it over top of groundwork. That's the question. Let's see. So yeah, so he's leaving, and I told him, he said all his thank yous and appreciate yous, and I had a bunch of appreciate yous for me too, because I told him, like by the end of our first session, I told him, I said I like you. I said you're a good person, and he said, well, thank you. I said seriously. I said either I click with someone right away or I don't. I said, and when I first met you, when I first came in here, and we started talking, I said, I liked you right away. I said, that doesn't happen a lot for me. And he was like, oh, well, I appreciate that. I said, I appreciate you being you. I said, because seriously, I'm either just like, or I'm like, oh, wow, they're cool. Like, I don't have like oh, they might be okay. Let's see. It's either I like you or I don't. And I did like him right away. And so I asked him, hey, Haywood, how are you tonight? And so I did tell him, they do telehealth, but their latest appointment might be 2 o'clock. Sometimes I'm still asleep at 2 o'clock, so that ain't going to help me. And his latest appointment was always at 2 o'clock. And then sometimes I had to do it 1 o'clock, so I'm sitting there like, and I prefer face-to-face because I communicate better face-to-face. But yeah, that is an option, but I'm asleep, so. The paint pot, the paint pot, the paint pot, the black paint pot. We're going to take a skinny brush just because. And then we're going to fill it in. Hey, Teresa. Hey, boo. COVID baby. Yeah, they said either people had a baby, got a pet, or got an air fryer. Which one did you get? I got an air fryer. Yeah, it was just weird. Yeah, people either had a baby, got a pet. I was going to make this bigger, wasn't I? We got an air fryer. And my hooded lids don't help because this puff area wants to move. I might make this wider. This side was not all the way over there, but we can take it over there. Because we are going to fill it in anyway. Yeah, all of this is going to get filled in. It's tough working with a puff. I'm rough and stuff with my Afro puffs. Hey, rock on with your bad self. Y'all, this puff, I'm trying to get around the puff. It ain't working. When all else fails, start squealing like a little pig. I'm tripping. You didn't get air fryers, Janet? Nina got an air fryer? This is Skinny Queen at 2 a.m. I know. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so once that one guy messages me, I'm getting messages like every other day. And this one dude, y'all, I don't know what the hell. This guy messaged me. It is so stupid. It's like the balloon thing. He messaged me, you're beautiful, and he put his phone number. That ain't how this work over here. With my strong puffs, I rock with your bad self. Yep, I used to love that song. I actually looked it up on YouTube and watched the video. Who was it? Lady Rage. I rock rough and stuff with my Afro puffs. Hey, rock on with your bad self. Music back then, 80s, 90s hip hop, that was my favorite era for hip hop. These days, I'm like, what the hell y'all talking about? Sex, booty, shaking your ass, unaliving somebody, doing drugs. Like back then, like rap music, like it made a point. There was a story to tell other than just, you think you would want to be thug. And some of those songs age really well too. I'm out for that stuff with my Afro puffs. Hey, rock on with your bad self. Yeah, I love that song. A lot of songs I really like. Um, 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 um. I don't want to put this paint pot under my eye. Do I want to put the paint under my eye? I do like him, Grace, Kendrick Lamar. And I never paid much attention to him until the Super Bowl. And after I heard his songs in the Super Bowl, I realized I had been hearing him on the radio. I just didn't pay attention to like who he was. And also because in his some of his songs, like he changes his tone, he changes his cadence. And so he doesn't always sound the same. Like some people, MC Light, we know her voice in our sleep. Eric Rakim from Eric B. and Rakim, we know his voice. LL Cool J, we know his voice. Queen Latifah, we know her voice. But he changes up how he sounds. And so I didn't realize, I'm like, oh, that's that dude. I'm going to go ahead and do the lips now. Yeah, I was like, oh. Somebody asked, it was one of those radio commercials or radio interviews or something. And they were like, they were like, who's your favorite? And I was going to put this in my makeup trash. I don't have a bag over here. I know y'all ran out of my bags. The only one I have left has all of my gems in it that I need to split up between myself and my kit. I like this because in the actual message with this. Yeah. And so what the dude said, he was funny because he answered without giving an answer. Because they were like, which one is your favorite? Who would you listen to if you can only listen to one? And his answer was, he said, excuse me, I'm trying to, this brush, I do have two of these, but we're going to take this one because we're going to put some of this paint pot under my eye, which I really don't want to do. He said, I'll turn this fan off. He said, if you want to dance, listen to Drake. If you want to think, listen to Kendrick. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah. I was like, yeah. So that was his answer to who's his favorite. So he was really just like trying not to be like bash either one, which I thought was kind of cool. But he was like, if you want to dance, listen to Drake. If you want to think, listen to Kendrick. And when I thought about that, I'm like, you know what? He's right. Because Drake is just a party boy as far as his music. Where Kendrick, like, he be giving messages. And you can hear the same song 6 times. And each time, like, you'll pick up a different message. Because he be saying a lot. Eminem, too. Eminem, y'all, that dude. There's a quick clip on YouTube that he raps using the word orange. And he was saying that you can rap to any word. You can rhyme any word. And so what he was saying is like, you say orange. No, that's not a rhyme for that. But if you break up the word orange, he was like, I had an orange and then I had porridge and I went to, blah, blah, blah. So he rapped the word on the spot. And he used like 6 words that sounded like the ending of orange. And he said, you got to break up the word. You got to add more syllables to the word. Don't just say orange, but like orange. And so the guy was like, have you always done this? He says, you're a guy who repeated 9th grade 3 times. I didn't know that. And, so I didn't do well in high school either, but I excelled at college. And so I can understand, like, if you don't do well in high school. But he was like, you didn't finish school. I don't know if he finished school or not, or if he even said that, so don't quote me. But I do distinctly remember him saying, you went through 9th grade 3 times. And so, like, how do you put these words together like this? La, 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 la. The boys are waiting. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. And they're like, it's better than yours. Damn right. It's better than yours. We're saying one word over and over and over. And oh my gosh, I can't stand it. Like, how many times you going to say the hook? And it's like the hook is the whole damn song. Like, that's what I loved about Protect Your Neck from Wu-Tang. And people were saying, like, that song should not have worked, but it did. You had 9 dudes all just saying their part of the rap, one flowing into the next. Same beat, same music, flowing into the next. Wasn't no hook. They were like, that song should not have worked. And that song is still a hit. What are you popping up on my computer screen? And then the next song, they had a hook. And I'm like, man, why y'all mess up a good thing? But yeah, it ain't had no hook. It was, and it's just like, that shouldn't have worked. Having 9 people, because first of all, when you have groups of 3 people, they break up after 5 years. And here you got these 9 dudes that's like rocking for how long? Right? Thank you, Janet. Whatever happened, I missed it. Hey, Z, how are you? Yeah, they just keep saying the same stuff, same stuff, same. I'm just like, y'all can't do better than that. Let's keep going with this paint pot. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, music back then. And sometimes they had messages I didn't even realize until I got older. I forget what the group was, but it was, I don't want to pull my eyelid. I can't. Not my eyelid, but under my eye. I forget the group, but the song was called White Lines, Pure as the Driven Snow, something, 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 something. I didn't know that song was about cocaine until I was like in my 30s. Because the way they would rhyme stuff and say stuff, it just sounded like, oh yeah, this is a cool beat. Okay, yeah, you know the lyrics, you rap along, not really even knowing like what they were talking about. Like they were subtle. These days it ain't subtle. You know, you want that cake. That's anal sex. I'm just like, really? Okay, cool. Watermelon. What is that? Okay, you swallowing his semen. All right. Like stuff is just, what the fuck are y'all talking about? But I did not know. Public Enemy though. I used to love me some Chuck D. Yo, I used to love me some Rakim. Chocolate Brother with full lips. Don't tell Hung Van Gogh I had another first love before him. But your music had a meaning back then. And then some songs were just funny. Now I'm really reminiscing. Fat Boys, y'all remember that? They were like, what made y'all start to rap? They were like, well, other people were rapping about what they like. We like food. So we rapped about food. Like it was that simple. And I'm just like, wow. He was like, people rap about what they like. We like food. So we rapped about food. I was like, okay. What I like about Eminem is though, he does different stuff. Like he does his stuff, Eminem, and then he was Stan. He did a song about some dude named Stan, so he was like that persona. And what was it, Slim Shady? That was like another persona. So he did different stuff within, you know, his music career. He wasn't just always the same. What's this song I like? The Humpty Dance. That song is so much fun because it is just so silly. It came on at the Playhouse one time. So I started doing the Humpty Dance. I'm like, why is nobody doing the dance? Why nobody doing the dance? Yo, this is going to not be nice trying to get this off of here because when this dries, and y'all see my skin is so easy to move because it's puffy under there. Digital Underground. Yes, the sounds laid down by the underground. Take a bottle of Hennessy right off your shelf. Just let me introduce myself. My name is Humpty, pronounced with an umpty. Y'all, my favorite lyric that was, I think, is very overlooked. He says, yes, ladies, you know I'm sincere, because in the 69, my Humpty nose will tickle your rear. I'm like, wait a minute, what? Oh. Like, who caught that? Who caught that? Yes, ladies, you know I'm sincere, because in the 69, my Humpty nose will tickle your rear. Really? Okay. I think that line is missed. I think people just don't get it. I'm like, or they don't really hear it because his pace isn't slow either. So it's like I was saying about whatever I was saying earlier with Kendrick. You listen to a song 5 times, you'll get 5 different messages. But yeah, the sounds laid down by the underground. But I said, yeah, Tupac was hot for a minute too. I know. I'm I'm like, Humpty dance. People were just like, and I'm like, really? But then music don't move some people. When I dated the dude that called himself an English mutt, we'd be in the store somewhere and I hear music and I'd be like, I'm like, don't the music ever just hit you and you just got it? He was like, no. He said, what do you mean? I'm like, well, you just hear like a beat and like your body just moves to it. Like you don't even like intend to, and before you know it, you dancing and then you look around, people looking at you and it's like, oh, I must be doing something. Let me be still. I'm like, don't the music just like hit you sometimes? And you just got, he was like, no. Oh man. And when the Rob bass song come on, which was a real simple step. Yeah, it was real simple. People don't even do that. I'm just like, y'all. I'm just like, y'all just like, what? The music don't just hit you and you just... He was like, no, what do you mean? I was like, never mind. It was interesting being with him. Actually, like, if any of you have ever dated outside of your race, it is interesting. Because, like, you're learning about a new culture, or their culture, because he grew up in, like, a rural area, so he didn't grow up in the inner city, you know. And him being with me, he learned a lot. He's the one that introduced me to Penzies. So he gone, Penzies is still in my cabinet. It's not the same one from before. I'm gonna do a Penzies giveaway for Vlogmas, y'all, because usually every time they have a gift card sale, I buy some. I have 6 Penzies $50 gift cards. Yeah, and all the dances now it's all about twerking, and each dance had their own kind of thing. Why am I like? Each dance had like their own moves. So that was really cool too. But it is so different now. Somebody asked me something, I'm like, look, I'm 55. I'm old school. Like this shit. And then it's like this mumble rap. Like, what are y'all speaking English? Like, what are you, like, I don't even understand the words coming out of your mouth. They found an old Tupac interview. And he was talking about, you know, mumble rap, what's going to start happening. And of course, it wasn't happening when he was here. So it's like, damn. But a lot of times you can go back to previous stuff and be like, oh, yeah, he was talking about this or that. Like, you know, that happens quite often. Does YT make any specifications or rules as it pertains to a giveaway? You cannot do giveaways just for like membership because they consider that you're buying members. And so that's why some people, they do Patreon, and some of their perks for Patreon, different levels, you might get entries to a giveaway or whatever. But here on YouTube for memberships, like you can't do that, which is not a big deal for me. Yeah, you just can't do you know, that cannot be one of the perks. If you're a member, you'll get X amount. Oh, that's the other paint. Let me put this one over here with the paint pot. And leave the other brush for the oil-based paint. But other than that, I think that's it. It just can't be, if you join, you know, you'll have extra entries or whatever. Because then that's like buying memberships. Because some people will just join the membership, you know, to get extra entries to win stuff. All right, we need to switch up colors here. I was going to do the lip one now. Yeah, no favoritism. And for me, ironically, it's usually members who win because other people don't really watch my videos or they skip through videos. So it's just like, I am going to schedule, this is Room Super Opaque Rich Black from Notoriously Morbid. My third order, I got a notice, it was pulled for an email, that it was pulled for processing. My other 2 orders, I got emails that they both shipped. One of them is the Lady of Shallot. It's SHALLOT. So I don't know if that's shallot or shallot. That's one of their 30 pans. They're only 30 pan because the other one was a lighter color story. That one sold out. When they first came out, I thought about getting them both for my kit, but they only have a 12-month PAO, excuse me for smacking. And they're like, you can use it longer. I said, personal use, yes. If it's going in my kit, ethically, get rid of it when it reaches the PAO. And she was like, oh. And I do wonder if pro MUAs actually do that. Or if some really just be keeping shit for whenever. What do you mean people don't watch your lives of videos? And even for lives, like people, and you probably know this too if you look at your analytics, which I'm sure you do, people pop in and out because if my live is like 2 hours long, which I don't never intend it to be, average watch time might be 4 hours. And it's just like, what? How? So all those views, so if it's like 1,000 people watching a 2-hour-long video, that's 2,000 hours, right? No, that's more than that. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. And so when I see the numbers, I'm like, yeah. And even before I started, and it's ironic because before I started doing lives as often, my videos, well, you know what? My videos still didn't do that well. But I was getting more entries for giveaways. And one of the things about my giveaways is you have to be subscribed before the giveaway enters. So in other words, you don't just see giveaway and enter and think you're eligible, because I want to reward the people who are like always here. And so that's something that I do. We're going to take a clean one of those Real Techniques brushes for this, because this is going in this entire space. And even when I put giveaway in the title, my last giveaway for Pensies, I had 3 entries. And I think either the second or third rule is be publicly subscribed. And one person wasn't publicly subscribed, so that left me 2 entries. And they both just have to be members. Like, people don't be entering my giveaways. And I know I give good stuff. The one coming up will be Natasha. It'll be 2 winners. And this Natasha Denona, you can either win the Glam palette. No. You can either win the Xenon palette or the Retro Glam palette. So that's the giveaway that's coming up. And when people don't enter, you know, it's in the title. Information is in the description box. I say it in the video for people who multitask, so they're just listening more so. So I do actually talk about it, but still. And what I appreciate, though, okay, is some of my members are like, I have so much stuff. Like, I don't need anything else. I'm going to give other people a chance to win. But I'm like, people ain't entering. So if you want to enter, if you really actually want it, or if you know somebody in your life that would like it, then just go ahead and enter. It shows that she loves Dion's prizes. And I know I give good shit. Because I give stuff that I would use. Like, who's giving away Natasha Denona? Me. Brand new. Not used, not open. I did a quick, like, couple second quality check. And then packaged it back up. Tanya says she gets the most views from her giveaways. Not me. And maybe they just like different stuff. Because I don't use a lot of, you know, most of my stuff is like Natasha Denona, Notoriously Morbid. I haven't given away Notoriously Morbid. But, this is further in than this side. So let's bring this further over. Yeah, so I don't understand it because I know I give good stuff. I give expensive stuff too. I mean, I get this stuff on sale, but still. I remember this one giveaway I did, y'all. I was just like, excuse me? I had said the video, if you want to enter, just say, give me the goods, right? And so this one person commented. So people were like, "Oh yeah, that's so nice. Give me the goods." Blah 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 blah. And this one person wrote. This one person wrote, "Oh, give me the goods. That sounds like fun. I don't know what it is, but give me the goods." I'm like, she don't even know what the hell it is. So you know what? She wasn't eligible. You don't even know what the hell they talking about. You, oh, that sounds fun. Give me the goods. So I'm just like, did you even listen or watch? Like, no. I'll be like, what? Like, okay, no, we're not doing that. I got it itch. You know, I don't have makeup right there. I can touch my face. Yeah, this is, I don't understand, but anyway. But what that does mean, though, is, excuse me, is that who gets it actually does want it and they will actually use it versus people just, because I don't condone hoarding. And so, you know, there's a couple channels here on YouTube. I wasn't going to do that. Where every other video, if you go to their channel and click videos, every other video is, I won this, I won that, look at this, look at that. And I'm like, so your YouTube career is just entering, subscribing and entering different people giveaways. And I'm just like, what? I'm not judging, I'm just saying. I know I got quiet. I learned the hard way, y'all, not to talk so much when I'm doing stuff around my lips. Just like almost an email when I was doing my liquid lipstick, that would have been all over my mouth. This line makes this line look crooked. Do we care? No. You know what? She didn't have black over her entire lip, but y'all knew we was going to do that. This hand is about to start shaking again. I have not really had an appetite, so when I do eat, I am making myself eat, and then it's kind of strange because it's like I don't really even taste it. Like I'm just, but I know I need to eat. But I just don't have an appetite. This side is fuller than that side. Oh, I got an itch in my nose. Y'all like, girls, always something going on with your nose. Alright, so are we done with the black? We're not, I think we're done with the black. Okay, put that brush in there. We're going to close up the black one. We're going to take, we're going to start with the orange. I think, what brush do I want to use for that? I think we want to use this brush. This is a Scott Barnes number 60. Oh, what I was going to say earlier, Michelle, is that I was going to send you like the timestamps for the brush thing, but then I had said that you had hearted it, so I knew you saw it. This is number 60. So we're going to go into this orange right here. And we're going to trace around the black. I wish I do have one. Where is it? Though I want to do a different brush. Let's start with this one. And we're going to take that orange. Yeah, he really wrapped it up. Oh, he was saying too, the guy was like, is it true that you used to read the dictionary? And he was like, I just wanted to know what words meant, and I wanted to be able to speak and not always say the same thing. And I'm like, oh, talking about Eminem. I was like, oh, wow. You know what, let's just start. The thing with the oils is that where it is where it is. Like, it's not much to do to blend. Did I do anything you showed me they knew? And I didn't expect you to, but just to, yeah, Justin should become a member. Tell him, Michelle. You made yourself frozen pizza, friend. Shout out to the rescue. And I don't have anything quick, easy that I can cook from frozen, except some of the salmon I have. You can bake it from frozen. And so I have done that before, and it tasted you know, as if I had thawed it and cooked it. What you mean people don't? There's a new Tarte mystery bag. I saw that. I don't really rock with Tarte for no particular reason. Haywood should too. I agree. The thing with this is it can be. I see your hearts out the corner of my eye. Thank you. Is that like where it is where it is? And so let me see. Because it is kind of blended. Oh shit, I touched the black. And these will like mix really quick. Like y'all see that black right there because I accidentally tapped the black. Tap the black. And it'll just pull in that color. Like the oil base, they don't dry down. You have to set it with powder. And so I have to be careful not to touch something if I'm trying to blend out something else, because the colors will just bleed into each other. So do I want to just use this brush now? Yeah, I had to look and see, like, what did I use those brushes for? And part of the excitement for me was, like, what do I like this brush best for? Like that one I used today. Yeah, that's the one you had asked about. Well, not asked about, but that you had mentioned. I had never used that for primer before. And I'm like, oh shit, like it does work for that too. On my eye. Put primer on my eye. That's why I love synthetic brushes, because you can use them for whatever you want to use them for. And then for y'all who don't know, I only use synthetic brushes because my sensitive ass skin is irritated by natural hair brushes. And I know I said it before, but when natural hair brushes became like the thing, oh, you have to use natural hair brushes if you want your makeup to be elevated. Well, I guess mine ain't never gonna be elevated because my skin don't tolerate natural hair brushes. And then what I found ironic was that, thank you for the hearts. What I found ironic was people who were swearing by natural hair brushes, they were still using synthetic brushes for creams and for gel stuff. Okay, so if you have to use a natural hair brush to elevate your makeup, then why are you still using synthetic for certain things? So apparently it's not the end all be all of good makeup. You know what I'm saying? And I really don't think a lot of people picked up on that. Hey CM, how are you? Yeah, you have to set it with powder. Yeah, because it does not dry down. It does not dry down. Like you see the black, how it's still shiny? This is the paint pot. This is not a cream. You see how that's dry, how it's matte, but the black is still shiny. Yeah, it does not dry down. It does not dry down at all. And so yeah, that would need to, damn it. I'm trying to do this where I can actually see, because when I'm doing this way, I can't see the top line and I don't want to cross over the black. So let's pick up some more. Yeah, my skin only tolerates synthetic, so by default, that's what I use. And some people will even say synthetic brushes have come a long way. Scott Barnes is synthetic. Michelle was like, oh my gosh, these are so soft. And they really are. Like synthetic, there's nothing wrong with synthetic brushes. Yeah, there are some that's really crappy. And sometimes you may have to spend more money. Pay a little bit more for the good synthetic brushes. Because sometimes those $3, $10 brushes, they don't cut it. They be scratchy and pokey and just like, what the hell? You doing good? Thanks for asking. Pray all is well with you. Oh my gosh, my family's going through. There was another death in the family about a week ago. Has it been, y'all? Y'all probably know because I was on here doing, not to say sob story, but yeah, I've been struggling all week. Yeah, that one live when I said I'm gonna cry afterwards, I really did. I made it through the slash this short slash real, and then I just broke down. I was like, damn, because I wanted to get that done. So I was holding it in because I know once I start, I'm not going to force it to stop. So it's like whenever the tears come, I just let it come. However long it stays, that's how long it stays. So I was just like, let me just get this done. And as soon as that was done, which was only like a minute long, I broke down. In this chair, sitting right here, I cried for like 30 minutes. Like, seriously. Damn it, I didn't bring no paper towels over here. Because there's black one here. Because I touched the black by mistake. Yeah, I sat right here and bawled my eyes out for a good 30 minutes. And once I was able to get myself together, then I went to the live and snatched some pictures, cropped the pictures, posted the pictures on Instagram, all of that. I think I'm in the acceptance stage. I'm just numb at this point. Like before, I was saying how I would rotate between like being angry, being annoyed, being pissed off. Now I'm just more so, oh man, my nose is itching. Damn it. Now it's like I either feel sad. Excuse me, y'all. Y'all like, oh, that's gross. I know. It's crazy troll nation, okay? But now I'm either just numb for the most part. We're gonna gray for up there. Yeah, I've just been feeling numb for the most part, and that's why I've been sleeping more. Cause it's like I just don't want to get up. I just don't. I thought about canceling the live tonight, but then I'm like, when am I going to do it? Because tomorrow I won't be here. And I'm like, let me just do it. And I do enjoy spending time with y'all, I really do. So that's a positive thing in my life too. And so I'm like, let me just still do it. And here we are. And it does lift my mood being here because this is one of my happy places. And so it's sort of like, do something you like every day. So I'm like sitting here playing in makeup. I've been watching movies too because I usually don't watch movies because I'll be multitasking, but I've actually been like, let me just sit here and like watch this movie. And it's usually when I'm forcing myself to eat. So I'll be like, let me watch this movie while I'm eating. Your 2-year-old just came over. Took a sip of your coffee. Yummy. Oh my, coffee already? Oh my gosh. Oh, when I was with the dude that called himself an English mutt, we went to visit his sister. Well, one was in California. She was a twin. I never met the twin that was in California. But we used to go for long weekends at his sister's house. Here, she lives in Ohio. And this kid, they used to cook, and she had a farm, so he would come and help with the farm. And he was 12. Y'all, this little boy, because he was saying something about coffee. I'm like, no, I don't. I said, I love the smell of it. I don't like the taste. This boy was 12 years old, and he says, yeah, I've been drinking coffee since I was like 3. And, I used to put a lot of sugar in it and, a lot of cream in it. But then when I got older, I wanted to streamline the process, and so I started using less sugar and less cream, and now I don't use any sugar or any cream. I just drink the coffee. And he's running down this whole timeline of how he went from sugar and cream to no sugar. And I'm like, he's like 12 years old. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm just like, oh my God. I've been drinking coffee since I was like 3. And I'm like, damn. Like, why? Like, what is it you got to do at 3 years old that you need to be hyped up like that? Like, what? But then Mountain Dew is my thing, so, I might be biased. But I was just like, damn, like 3? Because then I was thinking, no judgment, but I was thinking like, okay, his parents must be like chronic coffee drinkers. If they're okay with their 3-year-old down in like 20 ounces of coffee in the morning. And he said he would drink like 20 ounces of coffee, 3-4 times a day. And I'm like, damn, like your heart ain't stopped yet? Like, what the fuck? It's crazy. I've been drinking coffee since you were like 5. It's a Seattle thing. They didn't live in Seattle. They didn't live in Seattle. I was just like, damn. But and the thing is, I had just met him that day, and he's like running down this long ass story, and I'm looking at him like, I don't know you, and I don't care, and I think it's weird. But yeah, he ran down the whole damn story of his coffee drinking years. I was just like, damn. Because in my mind too, I'm like, when you're that young, you have a lot of energy anyway. So I'm like, why? Why is he drinking coffee? Because his parents drink coffee. A lot of it. That's true, says Michelle. So I was just like, what? Yeah, but he ran down the whole story. And mind you, I didn't ask him. And mind you, I didn't care. But he, like, okay, little boy. So he drank his coffee, went out and did some work, came back a couple hours later, made another cup of coffee. And I'm just like, this kid. Because at some point, it doesn't even have an effect anymore. That's cute. This is what's going to be challenging because I have trouble seeing over here. It sounded like a I cannot see y'all. This is way over here. Like I cannot. Shit. Thank you for the hearts. I don't like working on the side of my face because I have to strain my eye to see over here. And y'all see I'm still not near the line. It's looking like I am, but I'm really not. Shit, I don't want to keep touching that black. It's definitely easier doing certain things, touching that black, when other people, because I can see their whole face when I just kind of, I can't really do that for me. Damn it, I don't want the black. And I could have did the pink pot for all of this. And that would have dried down. But the oil base is easier to work with because it moves better. Hey Pierre, how are you this evening or morning? Oh damn, I can't see over here either. Damn it. And this is the one that the orange in it, and you see it's black. Fuck. I don't want the black in it. Damn it. And I don't have like no paper towels over here. Because what I'll end up doing is putting my hand on my lap, and then I'll be like, why is all this orange on my pants? I thought this was going to be simple. And sometimes I do be thinking that. And then we still be here for a long time. Are any of you doing anything for Halloween? Oh, that's good there, Pierre. All right now. Oh, excuse me, I heard that gurgle in my chest. I heard it and felt it. It's like a I'm starting to sweat. Sweat? I don't know why I always do that. I know why I do that. Because it reminds me of that song. who did you say who it was before, Tanya? Was it CC? Excuse me, CC Music Factory. The video, because I did look it up here on YouTube. I don't know what is wrong with my voice. It looked like a workout video. Excuse me if you heard that gurgle in my throat. Sweat. Sweat. Let the music take control. Let the rhythm move your soul. Sweat. Sweat. This is starting to bleed out. I got a lot of freckles. Sometimes I forget how many freckles I have. But they're like all popped out over here. Yeah, their movements look like a workout video. It didn't help that some of the scenes they had on like workout clothes, and they were doing like aerobic moves. I was like, is this a video or a workout video? Music video or workout video? It can be both things at the same time, and that's what it was. Do, 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 do. Sweat. Sweat. Maybe avoiding trick-or-treaters. Are any of y'all going out or to parties or taking your kids to parties, or you're like, fuck them kids. They don't need all that sugar. They hype enough as it is. That sounded harsh. I say after I said it. I cannot see the side of my face. Oh my gosh. Y'all, this is like, what the hell? I do like working with the paints because even though they don't dry down, I can go back to it, like how I just went back and blended that. Because like once this paint pot dry, it ain't going nowhere. Nowhere. You hear me? Nowhere. But this, I can go back and I can let it sit however long and go back to it. I don't know what's in my voice today. Yo, the back of my hand is looking straight crazy because I keep wiping the black off this mixing. And that I don't like is that I like it and I don't like it that it doesn't dry down. Because it not drying down, I can always just go back to it. But when I'm trying to blend another color near it, it picks up that color. And you can see where there's like black streaks in there. Doesn't really even matter though. I'm going to be driving. I have a show Saturday in Pittsburgh. Okay, drive safely. I'm excited for your show. Because your outfits and stuff, I'd be like, damn. Your stuff be looking really nice. Yeah, if y'all don't know, Janessa been doing what she does for over 20 years. Performances and theater stuff. That's one of the things I like about YouTube too, is that you get to know about so many different people in their life. And how I was saying, being with the English Mutt, like I learned a lot. Having different ethnicity in my life, people from different backgrounds and cultures in my life, it does enrich my life. Just learning about other people and other things and what they do. And it's very interesting and fascinating. Because growing up in the inner city is like it is what it is. You're just trying to get by every day. And so, chatting with some of you, it's just really nice just to learn about different things and to hear about somebody else's life and to share in their joys, when stuff comes up. To hear about other ways of life other than I'll just say it, fucked up shit. Yeah, I had a lot of bad shit in my life happen. But I'm still here. somewhat in my right mind. I mean, not all the way, but I'm okay for the most part, or not. Since I'm going to be having a new therapist, I might bring up the autism thing again. And the therapist I had, he's like, I would rather not touch it. And I told him, I said, it wouldn't matter having a diagnosis. I said, but it would make a whole lot of things make sense. I said, that's the only thing it would do. It would make a whole lot of things make sense. Because it's just like, girl, like you. And I do know I'm different than most people. Actually, yeah, the majority of people in my life. And I know the way I think. I apologize for how that light is doing that. I do know I am different than most people in my life. And the way I think, I know it's different than most people in my life. It would just make a lot of things make sense. And I told him, and this was probably a year ago, so I wasn't 55 yet. But I said, it's not going to change anything because I'm fully grown. It would just make things make sense. Like, oh, okay. And not that I believe people are their diagnosis, because some people are like, oh, well, I'm this and that's why that happened. You still can control what you do. And some neurodivergent people, some autistic people, they what they call it, it's a term for it called masking, where or you learn through experiences that certain things are not socially acceptable, and so you avoid those things or you overcompensate in other ways. And so it's like, you have these ways, people gonna look at you like you're crazy, so you cover it up by doing other stuff. You know what I mean? And so it's not being aware of yourself. It's just called masking. And some people were saying like that's why they weren't diagnosed until they were like in their 40s, because they were masking. And whatever therapist they had, they were like, hey, how about we test you for such and such. Yeah, so it wouldn't change anything at all. It would just make things make sense. And that doesn't even matter either too much at this point, because it's like, what is it going to change? You know what I mean? Nothing's going to change. Because what happened is what happened, what's done is what's done. But it would be like, okay, I'm not crazy. Me too. Oh, I just touched my damn. Okay, for my chin. Me too, my colleagues like to diagnose me. I know you are Janessa wearing that rhinestone dress. I'm excited to see the pictures. Y'all, Janessa be doing some really, really nice stuff. There's gray and orange up here. And so I'm avoiding putting on the orange. I think I'm going to use my gray, paint pot, which is Midnight Snack. We're going to use that. So that's why I'm kind of just going from different places to different places on my face. I am putting a dent in this orange, Janessa. Janessa is the one that gifted me with this palette. And it does come with brushes. And they sitting right over here, and I'm looking at them right now. I wasn't even thinking about them brushes. I think I forgot they were there. I like this palette so much, some of y'all already know, that I purchased one for my kit. I like it a lot. And I couldn't double up and use this one for my kit because I had already double dipped in a lot of the shades, and so you're not supposed to be double dipping. So that's why I purchased one for my kit. It's really easy to work with. I like water activated ones too. It just depends on like what I feel like, because water activated, you got to go back and forth, get the right amount of water in it, blah 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 blah. It shears out, it dries down. It does dry down on its own. As it dries, it fades. So then you got to keep going back over it, probably, well, for me at least 3 times. Put a little bit, let it dry down. Go back, put some more, let it dry down. Don't blend it out too much because it'll fade away. Where this, when you put it on, the color it is the color it is. And so that's what I like about these. And so it just depends on what I'm doing. Another Q&A sticker. These questions, who the hell making this stuff up? Pineapple on pizza. I'm gonna tell y'all something that I find out was ironic and funny. My Hawaiian friends, well, the people I were friends with when I lived down in Dover, hey, beautiful Joe. She said people would ask her, oh, can you make this Hawaiian something? I forget what it was. And she was like, what do you mean? And they were like, Hawaiian such and such. Like, I'm going to tell you, pineapple pizza is not a thing in Hawaii. And people will swear that putting pineapple on stuff does not make it Hawaiian. And people are like, oh, can you make this Hawaiian such and such? And she would say, what is that? Now, she's Hawaiian, so she know, you know what I'm saying? And they're like, oh, it is a thing. It's such and such. And they would argue with her because she's like, that's not a thing. That's like telling a Spanish person zapatos are not shoes. They are shoes. That's what it means. So it's like, yeah, people will argue with her. Oh, can you make this such and such? So when they say like Hawaiian pizza, it is no such thing in Hawaii called Hawaiian pizza. Yes, they eat a lot of pineapple, but that doesn't make a dish. Like, they were telling her what the dish was, and she's Hawaiian. They're trying to tell her what it is. What? She would be like, that's not a thing. Like, we don't have Hawaiian pizza over there. Yes, y'all do. No, we don't. No, we don't. That's like trying to tell an Asian person that a wonton isn't a wonton. They know what it is. That's a dumpling. Yeah, it can be both at the same time. Depends on what you call it, but it is the same concept. But trying to convince them, no, it's not. It's called a dumpling. It's not a wonton. Well, yeah, it is a thing. Whereas they were trying to tell her stuff is a thing, and she's like, that's not a thing over there. It's not a thing in Hawaii. And it's just one person in particular would argue with her. And I'm just like, just be quiet and learn something. Learn something from the Hawaiian person instead of trying to tell her something about her culture. And they came here because her husband was in the military, and when he got out the military, he was a contractor for the military. So that's what brought them here to this part of the United States. And when I had visited her family over there with her in Hawaii, they would say, oh, where are you from? Because they just call us the mainland. And I'm like, oh, I live in Delaware. They're like, oh, you way mainland. I always thought that was so funny. Because if you're in like California, that area, Arizona, like you're mainland. If you're on the East Coast, you way mainland. So I always thought that was funny. All right, I'm going to get with this gray. I don't know why I really thought we were not. I had no paper. Oh, you know what I do have? Shit. Actually, I'm going to use this microfiber cloth that's right here because I'm going to forget that this is here. And so this being oil-based, look at that. It just... Oh, that's the eyelash I put on last night. Now I got fur all over it. I am going to do a demonstration in a live stream. Oil-based versus water-activated versus cream. Because I do get questions about, like, what's the difference. And so I'm going to demonstrate all three and the removal process. And y'all see with this, mostly, damn, 2 hours almost. Yeah, an hour, 53 minutes and some seconds is when it spins. Yeah, Americans do that a lot. I know. And you know what it is? And they're Americans too. Like, they're the United States too. But I know what you mean. Just that culture. I just touched my face. Did anything move? And you know what it is, Janet? It's privilege. It's privilege where you have some people within a certain ethnicity who just think they know everything and they want to tell you what your stuff is instead of just listening to you and learning from you. It's privilege. Some people just think they're always right and they can be dead ass wrong, but because they want something to be a certain way or they think that, it's like, oh no, you're wrong. No, motherfucker, just listen and learn. But yeah, it's unfortunate, but there are people like that. All right, we're gonna take midnight snack. It is ignorance. This is midnight snack. It's a gray. Yeah, that is what it is. This is ignorance. I'm going to take this brush, one like the one we use for the black. And there is a gray in here, but I want this to dry down. I want it to dry down. And that the pink doesn't. Yeah, so I get questions, what's the difference? Oil-based, water-activated, cream paints. So I thought that'll be a live stream. So we're going to put some on. And not a whole face of anything, just like this here, that there, this there. And then the removal process. So I got to remember to have water over here for the water-activated ones. What am I looking at? Okay. Thank y'all for being here. My goal was to be done in an hour and a half. And to look at this, it looks so simple. And it's not even complicated to do. Just get the lines somewhat right. Right being a relative term. And I got quiet again. Hey, I just felt the hunger pain, which is great. Because I know I told you earlier, like I haven't even been really having an appetite. But I am right now actually starting to feel hungry. Wow. And yes, I am surprised. Y'all like, oh, why you acting like that? Hey, Sunshine. Oh, I love your name. I like how you put rainbow. Welcome. I love when y'all all speak to each other. Where else is this gray? It was some next to the black and then the orange, but I'm like, you know what? Let's just do this how we did it. Because I was trying to just get through it. Because I really don't like being here this long. I mean, I do, but I am like aware that this is time out of your life. And so I am glad that we are a multitasking bunch, because to ask somebody or to want somebody to just sit still and watch you for 2 hours, like that's just insane to me. But there are some people who that is their day, just watching videos all day. But you know, we do other stuff here too, so I am aware. And that's why usually around this time, like once it spins, I'm like, oh shit, we've been here almost 2 damn hours. Because it don't seem like it. And I don't even know it. But I've learned that when it spins and I look up, it's always at 1 hour, 53 minutes and some seconds that it does that. And I'm like, damn, we've been here 2 fucking hours. So I do appreciate y'all time. Even when I watch my live streams back, I don't sit and watch it at one time. I might watch it over like a 3-day period. Who was that said it? Michelle said, or somebody said, you know, they can watch it every day. Lives be so long you can watch it every day. It might take me 3 days to get through one of my live streams. And then also I'm trying to stay caught up on other people too. And I'm just like, whew. Like, what? So we're going to close this up. She does have more color on hers. Like everywhere, some black and then the gray and then orange, and some the black, the orange, and then the gray. And so put that here, go back to the orange. I don't know why I really thought this wasn't going to take this long. Maybe I was delusional. Because it looks so simple. Just like a couple lines, that's it. Just a couple lines. hear the fan over there blowing. I like this next to the paint pot because it's not picking up the paint pot like it is that oil paint. Oh shit, what happened? Fuck, another sticker. Were you asking me when I sleep earlier in this line? I think either you or Kay. Because she does her lives late night. And earlier when she mentioned something about her day-to-day life, I was wondering, like, when does she sleep? So either you or her. I don't remember which one I was asking. I don't remember. What makeup am I using? I'm using an oil-based palette. And MAC Paint Pot and MAC's Fluid Line. And I have a MAC eyeshadow, powder eyeshadow on my eyes as well. I see your question, Janessa. I just need to sit and read it. For the oil paints, do you think it would work to paint the black over the orange? It might go faster to do a whole face of orange and then do the black lines over that. But if they would mix, they would mix. Because I did think about that. If I did the black paint pot, I could put the orange on top of it. But if I put orange oil, because you saw all that I was doing when I was accidentally hitting the black with the brush that had the orange in it, it was mixing. And so I would need to use something dry or use the water-based paints because they dry down. But if it's still moist and I put another color next to it, that will blend the colors together, or it'll just mix it. But if I let the water base dry all the way, I can put other stuff on top of it. But from what I've seen, people will just trace it out and then put whatever color they want, and then they blend in, like kind of what I'm doing. I did the lines with the black, and then you go in with the orange in between. And so with the oil base, it would definitely mix. And so that's why I'm liking that's why I put the gray paint pot, because there's a gray in here, but then that would have just mixed. Yeah, that's a great palette. Love how yeah, it's this one right here, and the brand is CC Beauty. Janessa sent me this, and this was on Amazon. I liked it so much, I ordered one for my kit. And I ordered the kit. It came with this, and it came with their translucent setting powder, and it came with brushes, and it was not very expensive at all, which was great, because I did want it for the kit. I'm wondering if I should put like an orange line down here, because yeah, I'm gonna do that, because then that'll show you, Janessa, what you're asking. And she doesn't have an orange line. I just poked myself in the eye. She doesn't have an orange line right here. But yeah, so you see the black is still shiny because it's still wet. It doesn't dry down. Where this is the paint pot, this is completely dry. Is it? Let me see. Yeah, where if I touch this, yeah, yeah. So let's take this orange, and so I can put it over the paint pot because the paint pot dries. Yo, my skin here doesn't want to move. Well, it wants to move. And it does mix some as I'm blending, but it's not mixing because the paint pot is still not dry though. If that makes sense. Ooh, too much. Too much? It is interesting. And so each medium has its own like learning curve, which makes it interesting. I'm not even going to put it here because it's not going to stay. It'll just run. It will run because it will bleed over. Yeah, because I did think about that earlier. Like, how can I best do this? Where's the one that had the black? The black. So just put the black over the orange. I like how this is pulled out over there. So can I do that over here? Because I like how it's feathered. And that looks so different. Oh, man. Okay, here we go. Yeah. So what's left? Where's the brush? Okay, this had the black. No, that had the gray. What color is this? The gray. Something just happened. I don't know what. I saw something move. Hey, Michelle. Michelle number 2. There's another Michelle in here again today. This is not even the same. This one is up here and this one is down here. Alright. Oh, this is a lot more intense than I thought it was gonna be. Like, for real. I'm like, this ain't gonna take long. This is so crooked. I have not dipped back in, so we're just using whatever is still in this brush. This is Midnight Snack from MAC. It's their fluid line. The shapes are so different. Feeling like Groucho Marx over here. Y'all. This looks like some dude I know. His mustache is so crooked. Because it goes like in an angle. This is what this is reminding me of. Go back to the orange. This part I'm making up. This isn't in the picture. She has less space between her nose and her upper lip. I could have made these lines longer. Actually, her lines are longer. So maybe we'll do that. Oh, that's kind of cute. Sweat. The black. We're going to use this for the black this time. And we're going to use, that is paint pot that's on our lips. Thank you, Joe. I am an orange beast tonight. We didn't use that brush. We are, I kind of want to do an orange line. Like right under here. I might do Contemplative State. This is the MAC paint pot. We're gonna make that line longer. That's the gray one right there. Which one of these had the gray? This one had the gray. So this is whatever fluid line is still in the brush. I like that. All right. And the picture cuts off like right here. So I don't know how long these are at the bottom. But we're gonna make them longer. I'm trying to figure out, I think Monday we're going to do our Sephora recommendations, which I really don't want to do because times are hard. Prices are going crazy. Thank you, Michelle Keynes. Because I don't want to encourage people to shop. I shop for sales when it's something I want to get, when it's already on my mind. Some people shop because it's a sale. You know what I'm saying? And I know that's trending right now. Sephora sale. But I don't want to encourage just buying stuff just because it's on sale. Because shit is already rough. Prices are going up, inflation, stagnation. Some say the recession is coming. Some saying it's a depression coming. And so I don't want people to just buy stuff just because it's a sale. But then we know if somebody wants to buy something, guess what? They're going to buy it regardless of if I do the video or not. You know what I mean? And so most of my video will be, don't get it. If you've wanted this, get it. And also, a lot of people are not Rouge, which is 20%. And you can get more than 20% off from a lot of the brand websites. And so, like, Sephora is not the end all be all for sales, like, not at all. And so, but I am thinking, let me ask you all this, particularly the members, because members do get a say on the content that I do here. So anybody can answer, but more so the members. I want to know what y'all think. Should I do that video or not? The live stream. Because it wouldn't really be recommendations. And y'all know the stuff I used and the stuff I like because I use it all the time. Y'all know what my stash looks like. So should I do a Sephora recommendation video, quote unquote, or not? And I do have a Sephora link below. I have a lot of links down below. Links, codes, all of that. But I just don't want to be a part of that. Oh, get this sell. Because I don't agree with that. Because some people will do just buy just because Michelle King says, yes, personally, I don't care about Sephora sales. I'm not much of, I almost put my hand on my lap. I'm not much of a Sephora shopper, but if others wanted, you would watch it. Because y'all know what I would say. House Labs, bronzers, blushes, highlighters, Hung Van Gogh products. Hourglass, particularly their finishing powders, the single compacts. I mean, y'all know what I got. So it wouldn't be, and y'all also know I don't shop just to shop. And I don't just try stuff just to try it. You know what I mean? And so that's another reason why I wouldn't have a lot of recommendations. Oh, it's a sale. I've always wanted to try this. I ain't just trying shit. I'm just not. But before, it was a video similar to that. And I wasn't going to do it. And somebody said, Dion, if they want to buy it, they're going to buy it regardless of you or your video. And especially because there's so many other videos right now that are already doing recommendations. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? I don't buy Sephora stuff most of the time, and I'm pretty sure you're not recommending. Hell no, I'm recommending fragrances. My sinuses will not allow it. Grace, though. Grace will tell you. Fragrances. Yo, she got Dawn hooked a month or so ago. Dawn was like, is Grace in here? I'm like, you want to talk fragrance, don't you? She was like, yeah. I said, she got you hooked, don't you? She was like, yeah, she do. Grace got Dawn hooked or fragrances. I like this. This looks kind of like a jailhouse to me, like the bars. So maybe I should have did lines and not put the gray straight across. But I'm loving this right here. I'm loving that right there. I like up here. Ideally, it would be more blended. So I'm wondering if they used powdered shadow, because these creams, they blend, but then it's still just very opaque, where there you can actually, excuse me, see where it was blended. I think this is going to be it, y'all. So this was supposed to be our fun Halloween look. I really did not think it was going to take this damn long. I seriously did not. Because it is this simple. Like, this is what it is. And I got the nose right, because it's like a... Okay, so Janessa don't care. Janet doesn't shop Sephora a lot. I want House Labs to go to Ulta, so when I need to re-up on my House Labs blushes, bronzers, and highlighters, I can get it from there. Of course, I want Hung Van Gogh to go there, because I'm sure in the future I will buy more of his stuff. But real talk, thank you. Oh, that was a cute little floating art. That's so cute. I be forgetting they got all these things on here. For those who don't know, also there is like super chat stuff, and you can send gifts. Somebody earlier sent me, I forgot what it was, so please forgive me. But yeah, they're doing a lot of little cute things. So this is kind of, she doesn't have the orange on the lids, but I just wanted to show Janessa putting the paint over the paint pot. Thank you, Cash. And so yeah, it looks very simple, but y'all, the time, like, what the fuck? I really didn't think it was going to take this long seriously. And so I kind of, no, we're gonna, yeah, we're done. We're done. I was thinking to put an orange down the center, but no, we're practicing restraint. Thank you, Janet, because she encourages me to do that. I am thinking of an orange eyeliner for upper lash line. What do y'all think about that? Because I could use water-based. Oil and water don't mix. Oh, that's the paint pot that's there. Should I do an orange eyeliner real quick? Pictures. Thank you, Janet. Thank you, Janet. And I was going to do lashes as well. Should we put this orange on my upper? No, we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it. We're not going to do that. We're going to take pictures. Thank you so much, Janet, because I really, and this is when I start feeling rushed. And I realized that's what it is with them lashes, because when I sat last night, less than 3 minutes, I had one lash here and one lash there in the same 3 minutes. But when I sit here to do it, I just get so frustrated because I'm trying to rush, and I realize I need to just chill out and just do it. So we don't have one mascara, and you can't see anything on her eye because it's just the black whatchamajigget. So pictures, Janet, thank you. We're going to do this side. I'm going to do this side. And that'll be that. And we'll grin. So those are pictures. Thank you, Janet, because I really have forgot. Thank you, Michelle Keynes. Thank you. So this is it. All right, fun Halloween looks. I hadn't done any pumpkin anything before. I love my freckles. We didn't do any base products. And so no long goodbyes. We've been here a long time. I appreciate your time. I don't take it for granted at all. And we'll be back here. So we're not going to do Sephora recommendations, it sounds like. And so I'll figure out what to put in for Monday for the live stream, because we don't have one scheduled. We have one scheduled for the 6th. Thank you, Janet. And so we're going to go videos going up in between live streams, video going up tomorrow. And Monday we'll be back with a live, and so that'll be it. So thank you, y'all, for being here. I appreciate your time. Thank you to the new subscribers. Thank you for all the gifts and the floating hearts. Though that stuff is so cute. And yeah, we'll be back here Monday. So as always, self-acceptance, self-love. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and you will see me soon. Bye.